What's up? What is up, everybody? We are back for an episode of InHeintzSight Live. Hold on one second. My thing's kind of messing out. I think we're good. I think we're okay. I think we're okay for now. All right. Sorry about that. Got a new microphone, as you guys can see. Had to reset my camera up, so it was kind of glitching out on me there. But what's going on? What's going on? It's been a good bit since we've been live, been a couple weeks. Thought I'd do a little live stream, talk with you guys. Afton, what's up? Jared Devil, what's up? It's been a little bit, guys. Been a little bit. As you can see, my yellow on my shirt's messing up my camera. I might have to take it off because it's kind of distracting. Let me take it off real quick. It's kind of distracting. There you go. There you go. Yeah, sorry guys, it looks all glitchy right now with my my setup and everything, so bear with me. I had to readjust my camera and everything else, so sorry it looks kind of cutting in and out and everything like that. Reginald, what's up, man? Good to see you from Bartlett, Tennessee. Jeremiah, what's up? Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, guys. Been a couple weeks since I've been live, since Daniel and I have done a show together. I know he just put up a video a couple days ago. But yeah, I thought I'd come on here. We know that the off season is heating up as we're officially in March. Yeah, I'm just trying to readjust everything here. Give me 1 second. This is why we go live sometimes. This is what happens when you go live sometimes. If I wasn't live, I probably would have did about 3-4 takes by now. But yeah, just trying to readjust my equipment and everything as I had to unplug crap and move stuff around, so it's being a little glitchy. Well, hopefully you guys have been good these last couple weeks, guys. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. I'm sure you guys have been keeping up with everything that's been going on as of late. As you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to talk some of the Steelers quarterback talk. That's been heating up, as I think we all kind of expected. I'm looking at my mic. Just brand new. Did you see Xavier Worthy's run yesterday? I did. Don't really know how much that's going to help his draft stock, but him and a couple other guys have had some real good runs. Yeah, 4.21. I mean, it's really impressive. So, yeah. So, anything you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about in the chat. We'll talk about in the comment section. I'm going to just kind of talk about some of the stuff going on with Steelers. They're really I feel like at this point last year, in terms of stuff around the NFL, there was some more talk going on than kind of what's been going on so far this month. I felt like things were a little more newsworthy last year around this time. Yeah, Nate Wiggins was a guy that got hurt too. That should probably be a first-round pick. Oh, man, Jeremiah, I'll be honest with you, Jeremiah. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're looking forward to the season next year. I'm honestly glad it's over. I'm actually glad that it's done. I'm glad that it's the off season and there's a little bit time to. I think the off season's too long for the NFL. I think the off season is too long. But it's I think probably once we start hitting around summertime, I think everybody will kind of be ready. I'll be glad when this Fields talk's over with. Yeah, Reginald will talk about it. It's been all over the place with him. But I guess we can kind of talk about it now. As we've seen these last few days, we can even say this past week, we know that the Justin Fields Steeler talk has been going on. There's been so many conflicting things all over the place with this stuff. And like yesterday, you see things like Adam Schefter saying like he would be surprised if Fields would go to Atlanta at this point. Keep an eye on the Steelers. They could get some if they can get something done. There's definitely no denying that they have contacted the Bears. They've obviously have contacted the Bears about Justin Fields. That's literally a fact. No denying that. But it's a matter of probably what the Bears are asking for. You've also had teams like Atlanta, as we've said, has been interested, but there's been people reporting with them that they're more interested in Kirk Cousins at this point. We know Russell Wilson was a little bit of chatter 2 weeks ago. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Bears, like, I don't know why the Bears would even expect or anything like that to get what they were hoping for Justin Fields. You're not going to get a first-round pick for him. You're probably not even going to get a second-round pick for him. So really, it doesn't seem like the Bears really have much leverage at all. They're definitely going to take Caleb Williams. They would be stupid not to. Really, they would be very dumb not to. Just wait and see mode. That's really all you can be in this point is wait and see mode. So many people are liking to get up in arms about everything, about what's going to happen and this and that. Pre-con, I would expect Wilson for money reasons. Not sure what to expect from Con. I don't know. I just don't want to see them just be soft and be lazy and not have any sense of urgency on anything. So it seems like that this Justin Fields stuff is going to take a little bit of time. It seems like it's a waiting game between the Steelers, the Falcons, probably the Raiders. Jeremy Fowler even put out the Vikings as well today. I really don't know. It's going to take a lot of time. I think the Bears are probably going to get a day 2 pick for him. I got to witness the Legacy Forge and Black and Gold Shrine at Pro Football Hall of Fame, February 19th. What an excellent shrine they put together. I'm sure, Jeremiah, it's a pretty cool experience, man. If you're able to do something like that, go do it. Great experience, I bet. Reginald, who you want for? Are you asking me who I want for quarterback, or what's your question, brother? But with this quarterback talk and everything, I see no matter what the Steelers decide to do, if they decide to go with Kenny and somebody else, whether that's Rudolph, Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, whoever, whether that's Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, people are either going to like it or they're not going to like it. It really doesn't matter at this point what they do, because people are either going to like what they do or they're not. So it's their job to investigate. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Always good to see your comments. It's their job to investigate if possible. However, hyperbole is still all over the place. Yes, it is all over the place. I'm just glad it's finally March. 8 days went off. Yeah, it's good. March is over. February is a garbage month, especially out here on the East Coast. Glad it's March. We know free agency's around the corner, all that kind of stuff. So we'll get more answers to our questions. We'll kind of get more of an idea how the Steelers are thinking, what they decide to do. Jared Devil says top three team needs from your perspective. All right, from my perspective, top 3 team needs are, well, you definitely got to add your center there. We know center is a very empty position. They can look in free agency. There's a couple guys in the draft that have been mocked to the Steelers in the first or second round. We know center is a position. I'm going to put corner in there. I'm going to put a corner in there or help in the secondary. We know the secondary was pretty crap last year. Don't know what's going to happen with Patrick Peterson. Keanu Neal's a guy that could get cut. Will they maybe look to add somebody next to Minkah Fitzpatrick? Are they going to spend some money? There's talk out there the Steelers are interested in L'Jarius Sneed. He would be a great get for them. But I'm just going to say secondary. I'm not going to say corner. I'm not going to say safety. I think if you can bring somebody viable back there, that's be good. My other spot, I'm going to say quarterback. I'm not going to put any of this in order. I'm going to say quarterback. I don't have where I stand right now, and everybody's got a different opinion, which is fine. Like I said, no matter what they do, people are either going to like it or not. That's just that's how the fans are going to be. The Steelers are in a spot right now where they're pretty much in quarterback roulette. They're in quarterback purgatory right now. That's the way it goes after your guy retires. But for me, I don't have confidence in having a quarterback room consist of Kenny and a Ryan Tannehill or a Mason Rudolph or anything like that. My reason why, Kenny Pickett's thrown 13 touchdowns and 13 interceptions in 2 years. That's god-awful. And when you look at the landscape of the AFC, these quarterbacks that got hurt last year are coming back. I don't need to go over the names. You all know who. If the Steelers roll with that, that's arguably the worst quarterback room in the league up to this date. Because these other teams that have been in a difficult spot with quarterback, as the Steelers have, they're going to be upgrading their position. The Atlanta Falcons are 100% getting new quarterback. Through the draft, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, whoever it may be. The New England Patriots are going to draft a quarterback in the first round. The Chicago Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams. The Washington Commanders are probably going to draft a quarterback. The Vegas Raiders are going to go in a different direction at quarterback. Those are teams right there that were in a very hard spot last year with their quarterback situation that are going to be doing something different about it. The thing with the Steelers is I think that this team has good talent. I think that they can add talent this offseason and have a pretty darn good roster. But your most important position, if it's not scoring you points, especially in today's NFL, it's a hard battle to climb. Last year, it was backup quarterback central in the NFL. It's going to be hard for that to replicate again this year. It's not too likely that's going to be replicated again. Teams in the AFC are going to be getting their guys back, and I just don't like, with some of the guys the Steelers are going to have to go up against next year, and as these guys are going to be back healthy for other teams, I don't like going in with that situation. Am I going to write off Kenny? No, I'm not writing him off. I don't write anybody off, especially as they're younger in their career. The thing with Kenny that myself and a lot of people are very discouraged about is the fact that there just has not been much seen of anything. Matt Canada, we know, was a problem. The way the offense was constructed, we know was a problem. The game after Matt Canada left, we know Kenny looked a little bit more confident. It looked like he had some more life. But he got hurt, and that's another concern. The guy has gone through a handful of injuries already in 1.5 seasons at quarterback. Do we want to tread this way again next year where either one, A, Kenny does not play well, or two, he gets injured again, and now you got to go and play backup quarterback roulette? I don't understand. It's fine to support Kenny. If he's going to be our starter, I'm going to hope he does well and develops well. It doesn't matter who our quarterback is. I'm going to want them to do well. I just want to go in a different direction. Somebody who's given me what he's given me over a span of really 2 years does not give me any sense of confidence at all about his long-term trajectory. And I'll be honest, when I see Steeler fans out there that are trying to defend what Kenny Pickett did last year, Put Kenny Pickett on the New York Jets, and let's say he does the same thing. If you're a Steeler fan, are you gonna say the Jets don't have a quarterback? Are you gonna say the Jets need to upgrade a quarterback? Probably, just because he plays for your favorite team. I don't understand people that clamor for somebody to stick around and be the starting quarterback who threw 13 touchdowns in 2 years. What kind of level of standard is that? And like I said, if you want to see him one more season with a new constructed offense, that's okay. That's your opinion. That's how you feel about it. I'm in the spot where I just don't want to tread again what the Steelers have been treading the last 2 years. I think you have a valid point, but yet I must say we still dominate the division at 5-1. How does that play on those good quarterbacks in the division? Well, division games are always important. And we know that probably when it comes to the Steelers and the Ravens, it really doesn't matter who's playing that game. But they did a good job winning those division games. But in those division games, really, what did you get from your offense? The one game against the Browns where they won at home in week 2, and the game against the Ravens, if it was not for the Steelers' defense and the Ravens dropping those passes, they would not have won those games. And that had nothing to do with the quarterback play. The quarterback play was awful, both those games. There's always context, guys. There's always context in things like that. I know wins at the end of the day are what matters. But if you're going to continue to trot out poor quarterback play for the 3rd year in a row, it's going to bite you. So for me, I want to see him go in a different direction because I think they have talent on this roster. I think they have an offense that can score points, but they're missing something at the most important position. Jared Devil says, I'm open to seeing Kenny with him. We'll see this either going to be a good year or his last year. Well, yeah. And that's the thing about it. But you got to understand the risk with that. You have a lot of talent on this team. And I don't think anybody should have a high level of expectation with Kenny Pickett at quarterback, given what you've been given the last 2 years. Kenny is historically, if not the worst, one of the worst quarterbacks since the merger in the NFL. For him to have a bounce back year to show that he is worth a first-round pick, you realize how high of a turnaround he's going to have. You realize he's going to have a historical turnaround, right? I don't think that's likely, guys. I don't think that's likely at all. Reginald says, Russell or Fields. Honestly, Reginald, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. I'm okay with either one. The Steelers are in a point right now where your long-term answer probably is not here. But if you're the Steelers and your mindset is to win, as we all know, they have the mindset to win every year. If you are able to upgrade for a certain period of time at your most important position in any kind of way, you do it. Well, right, Sean. That's the thing. But you don't want your defense carrying your offense in today's NFL. That's the thing. That's been the problem. And I think that's been a problem as to why their defense really has not carried out the way that they've supposed to be the last 2 years. The last 2 years, this defense was supposed to be a top 5 defense, and they've been far away from it. They have not been a top 5 defense at all. They were one of the worst defenses in almost every statistical category last year. So sometimes you have to take chances. And the Steelers are a team that likes to play things safe and not take chances. But if you have the option, if you have a guy like a Russell Wilson, who we know is past his prime, or Justin Fields there, I think most people are probably, depending on the price, if it makes sense and it's good for this team, I think most people would rather hop on that than getting 6 touchdowns a season. Jeremiah says, I'm with you, going different direction. Yeah, that's just the whole point of the video. We know the Steelers quarterback talk is going to be the main talk of this offseason. I think most people, if Russell Wilson's going to take a veteran minimum deal, which he very well could, given all the money he's going to be getting from the Broncos, I think most fans would be okay with him coming here for a year. That gives the Steelers time to find their next guy. If Russell Wilson was this team's quarterback last year, they would have won 2 or 3 more games than they did. Well, right. And Afton, they're not going to. No matter what they do, the fans are either going to be happy about it or they're going to hate it. It doesn't matter. Leaping Cat Productions, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your support. We can't go into the season with Kenny at quarterback 1. He needs more training. Mason proved he's a better quarterback at this point. He's QB1. Well, Mason has proved he's a better quarterback for sure. Mason looked more polished. He looked like a different quarterback when he was in there for a few games. I think most people would rather, if you're going to roll with both of those guys again, I think most people would rather see Mason Rudolph there behind center. And to be honest with you, I think Mason Rudolph deserved it. But again, if you're going to roll with those two, what level is either one of those guys bringing to you at this point? Seriously, like that's usually the main question I have when it comes to giving Kenny another shot. Because if you give Kenny another shot, let's say he's a little better, but how much are you ultimately bringing out of him? There's not a lot to bring out of him. He's not going to turn into an elite. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not going to turn into a top 10 quarterback. He's not going to be a guy that is going to have a historical turnaround, because that's what he's going to have. For Kenny to have a season where he is worth a first-round pick and is going to be their guy going forward, he's going to have his historical turnaround, because he's been historically awful. And he knows that himself. But the Steelers have a good roster. Defensively right now, they have some stars at different spots. They have some young talent there. They need to address some more of that in the offseason here. They have an offense. They have offensive players. They have a new offensive coordinator now. They're going to add to their line. But what good's it going to do if your quarterback is throwing 6 touchdowns a year? It's not doing very good. It's not. You think Jet fans want to go another year with Zach Wilson? No. So that's the thing, guys. I think people have to consider. Steelers will be lucky if Mason Rudolph resigns, yeah. I don't think that's 100% guaranteed either, Afton. If he gets a better opportunity elsewhere, I'm out of here if I'm him. I think the Steelers have disrespected him ever since he's been here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we had to sit through Mitch Trubisky for 3 damn games. And then they finally make a move to Mason Rudolph. And the offense clicks way more than it ever did with the other two. The Steelers are going to have to figure it out. I don't know how they can sit there and be okay with a Kenny Pickett, Ryan Tannehill quarterback room. How can you honestly sit there and feel okay about that? How can you sit there and have confidence that that's going to win you a playoff game? That's not. Really, my thing with Justin Fields, I mean, do I think Justin Fields is a guy that's worth trading a first or second round pick for? No. We're going to roll as usual 3 quarterbacks. So KP and Mason, and a late mid rookie, Mason Wilson. KP, that's probably the lowest cost-wise. Knowing the franchise, yeah. Well, Sean, I'll be honest with you, man. That's probably what I think that they'll do. It's not what I want. It's not what I want to do. If I was running this team, we would have an answer at quarterback by now. But in terms of what they do, in terms of what Art Rooney likes to do, yeah, that's probably going to be it. It's going to be probably Kenny, a veteran guy, and then a late draft pick probably. And it's just going to be a yawn fest. It's going to be worse. It's going to be the worst quarterback room in the league. Afton, I'll be honest with you. I don't I'm never somebody that's going to sit and say how good or bad a prospect quarterback's going to be. In terms of, I like Michael Penix. I think he gets a little hated just because of his performance in that college playoff game. One game does not define you. I think that there's some things there. He'll probably go in the second round. But J.J. McCarthy, there's not really that much there for me. Bo Nix, not much there for me. Not to say those guys can't turn into something. You never know. But the Steelers aren't going to get May. They're not going to get Jay Daniels. Obviously not Caleb Williams. Who's the likely guy? Michael Penix in second round. Jordan Travis in the fourth round, fifth round. Yeah, Joe Milton had a good combine. He'll probably go day 3. But I think the Steelers are really shooting themselves in the foot if they're just going to stay pat at quarterback and not really do anything. This camera's freaking pissing me off. Sorry, guys, you see me go in and out and everything. My camera freaking sucks right now. You see me glitching out. But whatever, we're going to battle through it. So I'll figure it out later. Remember, our defense starting to show its age. They can't win us games like they once did. Our offense must step up and score at least 25 to compete. Kenny hates the end zone. Yeah, he does hate the end zone, man. He's allergic to it for some reason. That's the thing, too. The Steelers defense, you have a guy like Watt. Watt's going to be 30 in the middle of the year. Cam Hayward's 35. You have an inside linebacker group that was ridiculously injured last year. You need some help in the secondary. That's the thing. Like, the Steelers are going to tackle their defense. We know their identity is more defense than it is in the offense. They're going to tackle defense in free agency. They're going to. But yeah, like in today's NFL, man, you can't rely on your defense to carry you, and you're winning with 16 points. It can't happen. That's possible too, Sean. Absolutely, that is. And they definitely got to add more to that line. The Steelers neglected their offensive line for how long, guys? How many years? And then they just finally started getting on it 2 years ago when they signed James Daniels. And now they brought in Broderick Jones and Samalu last year, which are great for the line. But now they have a hole at right tackle. They have a hole at center. One's going to probably be free agency. One's going to be the draft. Regional, you know what's funny? Spencer Rattler was my high school quarterback, by the way. So, for what that's worth. Michael Pratt's another name. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. Yeah, he was. He was my high school quarterback. He was 2 years younger than me. So, there'd be a handful of NFL players a lot of time using my high school's football field. Like Odell's been there. Who else been there before? Colin Kaepernick's been there. Larry Fitzgerald, of course. I think there's a couple other guys. So I don't know. I don't. It's always fun to kind of fantasy talk yourself in the Steelers offseason. I think we all kind of do that every year, don't we? But the Steelers don't have a lot of free agents, and that's another thing. They're going to have to restructure contracts. They're going to have to cut guys. Who do you guys in the chat think that the Steelers are going to cut that are on the chopping block? Jeremiah asks, would you be surprised if the Steelers would bring in a quarterback other than Fields or Wilson? If they would bring in another, not counting those guys, if they would bring in, I wouldn't be surprised if they went the Tannehill route. I wouldn't be surprised if they went the Jacoby Brissett route, just to be lame. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. But other than those guys, I don't really see anybody else, honestly. Fields, Wilson, Tannehill, Rudolph, Brissett, Levi Wallace, Allen Robinson. Yep, those are guys. Patrick Peterson could get cut. I would cut Keanu Neal in a heartbeat. That's just a waste of time. Who else? Who else are guys that get cut? I don't really know if there's anybody else. Yep, Levi Wallace. You guys think Deontay Johnson gets traded? You know, that's been floated out there. I don't, Larry O. Yeah, he had a disappointing year, man. I think there's some layers with the Deontay Johnson trade. I think he fits this offense well. And I think if you're going to bring in a young quarterback, whether that's Kenny or Justin Fields or somebody, I think you need a guy like that there. I know he's a free agent next year, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think you trade him unless it's something you can't pass up. Yeah. Because if you trade him, like, there's some names out there in free agency, but, like, are you going to use your money toward that? Are you going to add, or are you going to draft somebody in the second round? Like, you already have a young guy with Pickens. You have Calvin Austin there. Like, I think you probably keep Johnson, keep Pickens there, maybe bring somebody in the market to help out that slot receiver spot. Something you could do. But I'm going to ask you guys in the chat too. I want you guys to tell me, not who you think, not your prediction. Who do you guys want? Or who are you guys hoping for is the Steelers starter next year? Fields gives you another option with his legs. I think O.C. Smith will limit Fields' hero ball. His RPOs with Justin Harris, Warren Pickens, Johnson Smith would be lethal. Yeah, that's another thing too. I know a lot of people question Fields' passing ability. I know that they question his accuracy. Fields likes to get himself in a panic sometimes with his legs, make some plays that aren't there. But I think when you take into account as well his athleticism and his legs, it's a huge part of his offense. And I think it would be exciting to see a Fields, Warren, Harris, RPO type offense. I think that would be kind of fun. Wide receiver Jennings from the Niners, good. Yeah, that's a guy out there. But yeah, guys, I'm in the spot where I'm ready for a different direction. I'm tired of the last 2-3 years and how it's been. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think there's really a ton you can get out of Kenny, even with a new OC. I just don't see the special talent there. I don't see the ability too much. I don't. Can he get better? Yeah. But by how much is he going to get better? It's just that talent, his skill set, to me, it's just not a skill set that's going to get you over the top where they need to be. At least right now, it's not. I just don't think that if you're going to roll with him again, next year, I just don't think that you're going to get much more out of him, guys. You might get, I don't know, you might get some more success in the red zone. You might get a little bit more success with your play action. But in terms of special talent, there's nothing special there. He doesn't have anything special. It's just kind of ordinary. You know what's funny, Jared Overall? There probably is people out there, Steelers fans, that wouldn't even do that. Like, if the Chargers come up with you with that offer, there's probably Steelers fans out there that would not even take that, which is sad. Devin, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. I'll have to have you come on a live one day with me during once the off season starts. We can talk about what's going on. I think Kenny was the Dan Marino pick and it failed. Yeah, I know that was a narrative thrown out there. Kevin Colbert's drafts guys too before he left have been miserable. Really, they've been freaking miserable. Really, if you think about it, like his last set of drafts have been really bad. I'm interested too with other things in the offseason. Like, I'm going to come on here as well and talk about other things going on in the league, not just Steelers, different offseason talk as well, guys, what other teams are doing. Down with bringing back Mason, drafting late, not against Fields, but definitely high risk, high potential. Yeah, Sean, I think like if you're able to get Fields on a good deal with what you're going to send back, that's definitely worth it. Because the thing with Fields, yeah, his turnovers is one of the biggest concerns with him, for sure. If you're able to get a good deal for him, Field. The thing with Fields is that he has shown superstar ability before. On film, on tape, he has shown superstar ability, but he also has bad film. And he's only 24. Kenny's gonna be 26 years old when the season starts, guys. So I think the thing with Fields is that I think there's still untapped potential there. And I think with what he's shown the last 3 years, that he has shown superstar ability. He has shown a handful of electric type plays. And I think he got better a little bit with his arm as the year went on last year. I think that's kind of my main consideration point when it comes to Fields coming in. I can't tell you if they would bring in Fields. I can't tell you if he's going to be their answer or not. I don't know. I think if they would get him and pick up his option, that they have hope that he is going to be their guy at least longer term. But he's only 24. Sort of forced his position. Draft Kenny. We lost Haskins. Yeah, Haskins was an interesting talking point too, with an opportunity after Big Ben. So it's too bad. It's really a shame. It's too bad. So who knows? Maybe what things might have been like, We'll go a few more minutes, guys. We'll go a few more minutes here. You guys see any, like I said, I've been kind of cutting in and out a little bit with my camera. I'm either going to have to get a new one or I'm going to have to get something readjusted with it. So kind of lagging a little bit in and out. You see things a little glitchy on the screen. That's why. Forgive me. Does a lack of quarterback depth in the next few classes affect your wish list? Honestly, I think the quarterback class next year is a little overhated. I actually think it's going to be better than what people think next year. After next year, I don't really know. Yeah, that's the thing. And honestly, guys, one perspective I'm gonna give you here. If let's say the Steelers were in a spot right now. Let's say the Steelers were in a spot right now where there wasn't a lot of talent. They were actually kind of rebuilding. I would be perfectly fine with Kenny Pickett being the starter. Because one, you can get a year with an OC in a way of where you kind of have a bad roster and you're kind of rebuilding. So you can either one, option A, maybe see if something comes out. Option two, if he's crap, you would get a top pick. But the Steelers aren't in that spot. If the Steelers were in that spot, like where the Jets have been for a long time, or Washington or Chicago, I would be completely okay with him being the quarterback because that would give them an opportunity to get a high pick, one, or like I said, two, hey, you're going to get one more shot with a new OC. Who knows? But it's probably not going to go well. Or at least you're probably not going to be the future guy. Bears will save a lot of money by trading Fields or get another rookie deal with quarterback. Yeah, they will. They are going to get another rookie deal. They're going to get a better quarterback. They're going to get a guy you can't pass on. The Bears are 100% going to trade him. It's just a matter of where he goes, their best offer. How do first round, first 5 picks go? Sean, what do you mean by that, man? What do you mean by that? We'll go another 10 minutes, guys. We'll go another 10 minutes. I'm interested too. What do you guys think is going to happen with their linebacker? Because Cole Holcomb's coming off another serious injury, which he has had before. Elandon Roberts played fairly well for the most part last year. Quan Alexander's a free agent, but he had his second Achilles tear. And there's E, ladies and gentlemen. How many people in here are vaccinated? Well, that's about all you guys got to know, honestly, on Z's part. The draft. Well, I think the first 5. I think you're going to look Caleb Williams, number 1. I think the Patriots are going to take a guy. Marvin Harrison, 4 to the Cardinals. Well, I guess maybe for now we'll say I'm going to say Jaden Daniels at 2. I'm going to say Jaden Daniels 2, Drake May 3, Marvin Harrison 4, and I'm going to say one of the top tackles at 5. Bo Nix reminds me of Breeze. Do you think he can thrive at AFC North? Leaping, here's the thing. Like, I've seen conflicting things. I've seen people either like Bo Nix or they don't like him at all. I haven't really seen an in-between. Me, personally, I honestly have not seen enough. But from what have seen, from what I have read, I think it's a little bit of a gamble. It's a little bit of a risk. But, like, it's just so hard, guys. It's so hard, especially the quarterbacks. Once they get out of the top 5, it's so hard. It's so hard to predict how these guys are going to be, how these guys are going to do. Bo Nix has a strong arm. I can see a little bit of that Breeze resemblance a little bit, even though he's 75. Well, hey, they took Kenny at 75 years old too, man. So I don't know. That's the thing about it. Like Bo Nix, Penix, JJ McCarthy, those 3 guys are probably your next top 3 outside of the 3 guys that are going to go in the top 5. At least two of these guys are going to hit. That's the thing about it. At least 2 of them are going to hit. It's a matter of who. It reminds me a little bit of the 21 quarterback draft class. Captain, thoughts on Steelers Tannehill signing? Oh, man. I tried to get Z on here, guys. I tried to get Z on here to have this conversation. As a Ravens fan himself, I tried to get him on here to have this conversation. Maybe once the offseason starts getting more hot, once free agency starts going, we'll have him on the show here on my channel. Z knows it'd be the worst quarterback room in the league. He'll tell you that right now. He'll tell you that right now. And from an unbiased perspective, he will tell you that right now. It would be the worst quarterback room in the league. We'll go 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. And we'll get out of here. Our next show, we'll probably try to be on with Daniel sometime this week. I don't know what my schedule is this week yet. We'll see. Like I said, I'm trying to start doing some lives more myself, especially as we start getting more closer to free agency. A lot of news, a lot of things are going to pick up. So you will see us live. Yes, 5 more minutes. Yeah, I've been on here for almost 45 minutes. If we bring back Mason and draft 1 and Mason nor KP pan out, Mason's career is basically over. KP as well, and we're just rebuilding. Well, Sean, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is that's why where I'm at, I would like to see them go in a different direction, even if it's not longer term, because with the talent on this team that's there, I think going in a different direction with a couple different guys can elevate more of this team than what they currently have. And that will help buy them time to find their next guy. If the Steelers were in a spot where they tore it down, it's going to take a few years to get where they need to get to, that's a completely different conversation. But that's not where the Steelers are at. The Steelers still have a good roster. Do you know who Daniel wants to be the Steelers quarterback? I think Mason's his first option, but I think he would go in a different direction as well rather than have Kenny Pickett back. Yeah, Sean, appreciate you, man. It's always good to see you come in. Thank you for commenting on our videos. I know sometimes you have some different thoughts than I do or Daniel do, and that's completely fine. We appreciate your support, man. We appreciate your support. We're all Steeler fans at the end of the day. We all want to see them do well, get where they need to be. It's just a matter of opinion, matter of perspective, all that kind of stuff. I really want to start center. Often they could have had one the last 2 years. They could have had Creed Humphrey and they could have had Tyler Linderbaum, and they didn't do it. Yeah, he doesn't think for you for a second. Sean, that's all you got to know about Z. Z is somebody who there's a reason why mine and his podcast is dead, because he does not appreciate the people that have subscribed. He does not think about those people and to put out content for them, nor does he thank them. So anything that he says as a Ravens fan, that's all you got to know. He's in here to crap on you. He's in here to hate. He's in here to be a troll. And Z has come to the conclusion, folks. Z and I did do a podcast on our other channel, Who Are These Guys? If you want to check it out. He has come to the conclusion he does not think Lamar will win a Super Bowl ever. But in my ideal world, guys, before free agency really picks up, before the Steelers start making moves, actual moves, in my ideal world, what I would love to see this roster look like, I'll start with the offense. You start at left tackle, Broderick Jones, Isaac Seumalo. You either draft or you sign a center in free agency, James Daniels, and you do the same thing with your right tackle. One or the other. Center or right tackle in the draft, other one free agency. That's probably how it's going to be. You got Johnson, you got Pickens, you got Freiermuth, you got Darnell. You can go out, you can go get a guy in your slot. I go in a different direction. Quarterback, whether that's Fields, whether that's Russell Wilson, whoever it may be, I go in a different direction for this season. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, there's a handful of cornerbacks on the market, guys. Handful. Bring one of them in. Joey Porter, Minka. You can have KZ. Maybe have KZ play a little bit of slot. You can always draft a DB. Probably going to sign a linebacker in free agency to pair with Holcomb and Roberts. You got your edge rush. Probably going to look at a defensive line help. That's what I'm looking at as we currently speak. Well, Sean, the difference is, man, is that I appreciate you and I respect you coming into our channel, coming into our streams every single time. So, and we appreciate your thoughts and your comments. You're a good Steeler fan. We appreciate you. Well, Jeremiah, here's the thing, too. Z's only been to Baltimore one time, so. But yeah, we'll see, guys. I don't know. Really, the whole thing of this video, talk about the quarterback talk going on, talk about other things the Steelers could do in free agency. Really just kind of our sense of direction on kind of where we want the team to go this offseason, some draft talk. So that was kind of really the whole thing here. Afton, appreciate your support, guys. We're going to get out of here in a minute. So everybody in the chat, Afton, Sean, Jeremiah, Z, of course, waste of time. Leaping Cat Productions, Reginald, Daredevil, Devin, Jeremiah, all you guys, thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all, guys, for your support, for always being in the chat, always putting your thoughts and comments out there. Always a good talk, Daredevil. I appreciate your thoughts, man. We will know by March 11th if it's Fields or Wilson. With our trade relationship with Chicago, I think it's Fields. Leaping Cat Productions making a prediction. He thinks it's going to be Justin Fields. Leaping Cat, I'm all on board, brother. I'm all on board. We will know by the 11th, probably at the latest. We will know by the latest. Guys, for anybody in here, anybody who is watching after this, guys, if you can hit the sub, hit the thumbs up, it helps the channel. It helps us grow. It helps us reach other fans. And for even better, even more engagement than what we currently have. So that's always appreciated. And I'm always thankful, guys, for that. So we're going to end it here, guys. Also, if you saw in the beginning of the stream, I used the Who Are These Guys countdown because I wasn't able to use my normal intro for my live stream. But guys, check out that other pod with Z and I. We're going to try to record sometime next week. And we'll probably be talking more about NFL free agency. We're going to talk about the baseball season coming up as well. Yes, thankfully it's March as well. March Madness coming up as well if you guys are into that. So we'll see what happens there. Forgive me again, guys, for certain points in my stream where my my camera and my background was kind of cut in and out. I'm going to have to get that situated, figured out. But we pulled through it. So we'll see you guys later this week, whether Daniel and I are live or I do another live or any news breaks with the Steelers, anything like that. So thank you guys for your support. We will see you later on.